Lance the Frog, Squealer the Pig, Cubby the Bear, Flash the Dolphin, Splash the Whale, Patty the Platypus, Chocolate the Moose, Spot the Dog, Pinchers the Lobster. Joined together, they form the beginning of something really big, mysterious, and fun. H. Ty Warner established Ty Incorporated in 1986. A successful global company, they had a beautiful line of stuffed animals, including annual collectible bears. In 1993, Ty Warner came up with an idea to introduce a high-quality but low-priced stuffed animal kids could afford and adults would enjoy helping them to collect. The first 9 Beanie Babies were born, designed to be fun, posable characters. Limited availability from the beginning created even a bigger demand. Since Beanie Babies retailed for $4.99 at most stores, by 1995, many people had started to have a good-sized collection. These collectors spread the word. The fever had begun. Lines formed. Beanies were in the news.
WBBO Talk Radio, hotter than Cabbage Patch Dolls, Smurfs, hula hoops, and pet rocks ever hope to be, Beanie Babies are in the news today. A Hallmark store in Columbus, Ohio had over 500 people waiting in a line over 2 blocks long starting this morning at 5 a.m. The store opened at 10, and even though there was a limit of 3 Beanie Babies per customer, by noon they were sold out. Unfortunately, over 200 people were still in line, and they were upset, but the owner promised more Beanie Babies would be in by next week. I imagine they'll probably start lining up sometime soon. Unbelievable.
Ty opened a website. For many people, the hunt to complete and expand their collection became a quest. Lists in hand were the norm. Specific Beanie Babies became standard gifts. Beanie moms and dads began searching for working friends and buying multiples for others that couldn't leave work to find beanies. More people searched the net. Even custom software was invented so people could keep track of their collections. A massive secondary market was created internationally. And with every new retirement of Beanie Babies, values soared. Entrepreneurs came out of the woodwork.
Hey, you beaners out there in Beanie Land, this is the Beanie King. Hey, you looking for Garcia?
We got it!
Looking for the weenie?
We got it!
Looking for the 3 bunnies?
We got it!
Call the the 800 number at the bottom of your screen. We buy, sell, or trade beanies 24 hours a day. That's right, or you can email your request. We got all those hard-to-find beanies you've been looking for. And remember to pick up a mini dome tent at your favorite gift store. The Beanie King makes them and wants you to have one. Beanie Babies, we got them!
Visit the Beanie King at the Ohio State Fair. A royal blue peanut purchased for $4.99 in 1993 was now worth over $5,000. In April of '97, McDonald's began a kids' meal campaign with an exclusive line of 10 miniature Beanie Babies made by Ty Incorporated called Teeny Beanie. The popularity of Teeny Beanies was incredible. Beanie Babies were in the news again.
WCFT News Time is 2:03. McDonald's better call the Ronald Police, for today McDonald's announced they'd have to cut short their Kids Meal Teeny Beanie campaign due to the simple fact that they're out. McDonald's has been overwhelmed by the demand for the miniature Beanie Babies produced by Ty Incorporated exclusively for McDonald's. The set of 10 Beanie Babies has been sought after by Beanie Baby collectors, grandparents, and kids and people of all ages. People have been said to have been driving from one McDonald's after another in their quest to complete the set of 10. What do you suppose they're doing with all those hamburgers?
Everybody loved Teeny Beanies. In just 2 weeks, 100 million Teeny Beanies were gone. A set of 10 picked up for free is now worth $170. The McDonald's Teeny Beanie campaign made thousands more aware of Beanie Babies and helped catapult Beanie Babies to the status of the world's most desirable and successful collectible in history. Ty Beanie Babies have also become a popular item to use for charity and nonprofit fundraisers. Groups of all sizes have joined with TV and radio stations on their efforts.
This morning on KFRD, we're happy to be a part of a great fundraiser for the Old Murphy's Homeless Shelter. If you'd like to have a chance to buy the rare Princess Di Beanie Baby, you can register your silent auction bid by giving a call at 888-623-3000. Once again, that was 888-623-3000. By the way, the last bid we received was for $2,500. Thank you very much. The Princess Di Beanie Baby will be sold to the highest bidder this Friday at 8 a.m. So give us a call.
Another positive note of this young and exciting history are the hundreds of new businesses created from the popularity of Beanie Babies. Clothes, furniture, tag protectors, display cases, magazines, and even beanie trees are part of the growing list. From the first 9 to the Princess Bear, Erin, or Britannia, the hunt is on, and collectors from 2 to 82. Kids, grandparents, young couples, moms and dads are all being brought together in their search for Beanie Babies. It's a very happy affair. From all of them, we'd like to say, thanks, Ty Warner. Your success is well deserved.
Hi, I'm Steve Canton, producer and host of the Beanie Lover video. I hope you enjoyed the history of Beanie Babies. Now, we're going to take you on an adventure that you've never been on before. We're going to the Beanie Lover Convention, to Rosie Wells' Midwest Collectors Show. We're going to talk to you about the art of buy, sell, and trade, show you how to spot counterfeits, and take you to a seminar on tag generations. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's start with the art of buy, sell, and trade. Let's talk about the art of buy, sell, and trade. Isn't that something that's very important to every Beanie Baby collector? Sure it is. And what's the best way to go about buy, sell, trade? First of all, check the internet. Learn about Beanie Babies. If you don't have a computer, read a book. Buy a video. Hey, there's an idea. You'll learn about beanies in a lot of different ways. You can also learn about beanies by talking to other beanie people, talking to reputable dealers, going to a Beanie Baby show, and dealing with people that are at the vendor tables. Let's talk about Beanie Baby shows. Going to a Beanie Baby show is a lot of fun. But when you get there, one of the things that you definitely shouldn't do is start trading in the middle of the show with other people that came to the show. First of all, this is bad Beanie Baby etiquette. That's right, Beanie Baby etiquette. There is such a thing. Vendors will get very upset. They paid $50 for their table. They paid for advertising. The promoter paid for people to come in to trade with the vendors. If you start trading amongst each other, first of all, you're not trading with someone that you can usually get a phone number from or locate easily. Now let's talk about secondary dealers at stores. When you go to a store, don't park out in front of the store and wait for other people to come up to deal with you. That's just not nice. And let's be nice in this Beanie Baby world that we live in. And you'll get the best deal possible because you'll get a good reputation with the dealers. In the art of buy, sell, and trade, how do you know your righty from your lefty? If you know the prices that are current for the week that you're trading, you're going to be able to sit back and relax. That's right. Just check the Beanie Mom website if you have a computer. The prices are listed every week on what beanies are going for. Or you can subscribe to a weekly or buy a magazine. But stay updated with the prices. You need to know the prices to trade, buy, or sell correctly. Another important factor when you buy, sell, and trade beanies is to be informed. The more names you know and the more you know about beanies, the better off you'll be. Vendors appreciate the fact that you've studied the Beanie Babies. This is Liberté, not Liberty. This is the Princess Di Bear, of course. When you know the names and you correctly pronounce them, you're going to be treated with royalty. So when I'm trading with a vendor, how do I know what to get for Bucky? Well, what you want to do is know what the retail is and what the vendor is paying. The vendor will usually give you his wholesale price for Bucky against any retail price that he's selling for. This is a fair trade. I know you'll say, well, wait a minute, he's making something on this deal. Right, he is. And he's not going to sell you a beanie without making some profit. But if you've purchased Bucky a long time ago for $5 and you're selling Bucky for $40, do you really care if that vendor sells Bucky for $60? As long as you're getting a credit that makes you a profit and the vendor a profit, you should be happy. Learn to trade win-win, and you'll be happy, and you'll get the beanies you're looking for. Now we're going someplace where not very many people have been. We were at the Midwest Collectors Show, Rosie Wells' Midwest Collectors Show. And we stopped at the hotel the night before and were granted permission to visit the rooms where all the big dealers were trading. You're going to have fun on this journey. Let's go. Here we are at the Clubhouse Inn, right before the Rosie Wells Midwest Collectibles Show, talking with Rick Howe, and we have some very special beanies here that Rick's going to tell us about. Rick, what makes these beanies different from other beanies, and tell us about the value.
Okay, what these are is they're out of Broadway shows.
Really?
This is the Ragtime Curlies, and it'll have a special ribbon on it. It says Ragtime on it for the musical that was called Ragtime. Over here you got Phantom of the Opera, which has bongo, maples, velvet, and peanut, and on the tag it says the Phantom of the Opera. In the middle there you got Candace, same with the ribbons, they'll say Candace on them. The Joseph 4 set of Garcia, Peace, Inch, and Fleece, and then you got Showboat on the end there, and they have also Showboat written on the tag with Goldie, Scoops, and Peace.
Now, do you sell the program with the set?
Yes, we sell it all as a set. If
Okay.
the set's not complete, it's not worth as much, so you got to make sure to have the whole set with the program.
So the Cubby beanie that was sold at the Chicago games, what's different about these?
Well, these are all brought out from shows, and the shows themselves sponsor it. It has no ties with Ty themselves. The shows put it on themselves.
Oh, I see. So they go out and they buy them from the secondary market.
Right,
And,
and
make up the ribbons and put this whole promotion together to help ticket sales?
yeah,
Well,
help
probably.
ticket sales and everything. And if you notice on all the Twish tags, they're all Canadian Twish tags on them.
So what do you think causes that to happen?
Well, I think they buy them on the secondary market over Canada or whatever, and then put them together for the shows.
I see. Was it pretty successful for them?
Yes, it brings in a lot more money for the shows.
Were they able to
It
raise
draws-
the price of the ticket?
I think so.
Give me an example of what does the Phantom of the Opera set sell for right now?
Phantom of the Opera, the 4-piece set with the book, is going for $1,200.
$1,200. Well, and what did they pay for it when they bought a ticket?
My dad and stepmom paid for it, and my wife bought it through them, so I think they might have. I have no idea what they paid for it.
What do you think the original, can you give us an idea what the original ticket was?
The original ticket, I think, for the Phantom of the Opera, they paid $85 for the ticket.
That came with the beanies?
No,
and
that
the
wouldn't
program?
have came with the beanies, because you couldn't get a maple for $85 this day. I'd say for the whole set, they might have paid around $400 for the.
$400, I see.
Right.
What about the ragtime musical here?
This ragtime set goes for around $1,000 right now. Originally, I think we paid almost $650 for them.
Okay, and what about at the event itself?
At the show, I think they were going for around $350, $325, $350
For the ticket and the beanies?
ticket and the beanies.
And
with
includes the program?
Right.
I see. Well, that's certainly an interesting aspect of the beanie world that we live in here.
Yes, it is.
Great, well, we wish you a lot of luck.
Okay, thank you.
Basically, what would you take on this one of each?
The total price for all of them, where I got them marked, is $44. I'll go $4,200 on the whole set.
So $200.
That's with programs, everything.
Okay, I'm going to consider it. I'm not going to commit right now, but I mean, it seems $200 off for me. It's kind of not a lot of room for me to resell it.
Digging the crab, digging in the sand and walking sideways. That's how Digger spends her day. Hard on the outside, but sweet in the
Elaine, I see that you have a lot of tag savers here. Do you do big business in tag savers?
Well, this is the difference whether you have a tag saver on it or not. If you have your tag right here and you don't put a tag protector on, like this little guy, the end of it's nicked up, he would be about $2,200. Since this is nicked up, we're probably going to have to go $18 on it.
So you lost $400 for not having
Yeah.
a 10-cent tag.
Right, and if it were creased, even worse. A very creased tag takes half the value away from your beanie. So, you know, to spend $13.99 and get 100 of them, it's a good investment.
That's why the rare beanies over here in these cases, and you sell a lot of these cases too?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The wall of cases here. Wall of cases.
About 10,000 a month.
About 10,000 a month they go through. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
How many of these tag protectors do you go through a month?
She would know more
How
on the
many?
count, but we go through cases.
Cases, tag protectors or cases?
There's a tag protector.
Tag protectors, shoot, we go through
On
probably
this
about,
one?
yeah, because it's 50 bags.
You know, I
It's
could
not
probably go
perfect.
50 bags a day, and how many in a
Probably
bag?
about 500.
5,000, there's 100 here, so it's 5,000 a day? 5,000 a day. Okay, that's
I'll give you 19 for this.
150,000 a month.
One of these in there.
I can't
That's a
do
lot of
that,
tag
'cause those will
protectors.
go no problem.
18.
Let's see, we said 18 on this. 19, 20.
What can you give me on this then? I've got to go with the 2 and I'm out of here.
Okay. 2,000 altogether. And
How
that's
much?
good. This little guy's going to appreciate it very well for you.
I am.
18 and 2.
What do you think you're going to get on that?
Yeah, it's not doing me anything though. How about 1950?
We'll go 1975. And that's a deal. This is a nice,
1975.
You know what? We got people calling.
and this is a very nice tag. I mean, it's got a little nick on the end. That's it.
And then I gotta get some of these.
Okay.
So you wanna throw these in?
No, I
Two?
can't throw them in.
Okay, we'll just charge them 2. Give me that.
Give me 1 second. Thank you.
What's he filming for?
What's he filming for? Huh? We're going to be on a Beanie Baby video.
He's checking it out.
So you're checking his eyes?
Smelling if there's smoke.
Right.
Gotta check him for that.
Some
smoke.
people like, I mean, if they smell like smoke, they'll return them to us.
Right.
I mean, this is how I break it down. I mean, this piece alone, we sell with, if it had a mint tag. I mean, I've sold these as high as $3,500 for this one here without a tag. I mean, with a tag. Without a tag, I usually do half off. They're charging $1,100 for it. I mean, there's $500 for me in this piece right now without a tag. So this is a problem. This one here, I see less of these than these here. I mean, this one here is like extremely rare. This is almost as rare as a brown Old Face. Not as rare, but it's almost as rare. And I mean, I sold a brown Old Face Teddy with no tag for $2,000 last week. A brown with no tag. So I'm going to buy this one. This is the one I'll buy for $1,100 because I know there's, for me as a reseller, I've got room in this one to make, you know, $300, $400, $500. So this is the one. I mean, this is the one I'll take right here.
So 1 down and 50 to go.
What was the offer?
I offered like $4,000 for them. I don't know.
I'll go 40 then.
41.
4,100 for all the ragtime?
No, for the whole complete set of everything.
Whole complete set.
Would you take $5,000 for all those and this? Take that. That.
No.
No. All right, I'll take the sets at that. We'll go with that then.
Okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 12. There's 5. You want to count that?
Huh?
You got 5 there? And what was it, 50?
52.
1, 2.
Okay.
There you go.
I'm good.
All right. Thanks. All right.
What beanie do we have there? Which one?
What is that? Tell me what that is.
This one's the New Face Violet Teddy and 2nd generation hang tag. It's a real pretty piece.
And what are we trying to get for that?
This one's $2,200
$2,200
for Don because
It's
he has to make
$2,200 for
because he's
Don?
got to make more money.
I
on
thought it was
right?
10,000. Now, how much is this one?
That one is
This
for
tag
you
is
4.
4. Tag is rough on him. And how much you asking for this?
4.
4,000 for this.
So you
Beanie Mom just changed. They went 4 to 48 on Derby and 4 to 47 on Brownie, or vice versa, one or the other, I can't remember. Because I was flying out at 7 o'clock this morning. I stayed at Beanie Mom till 2 o'clock last night. 5:30 this morning, still hadn't changed it, so they must not have done it
Because
till
I
like...
printed this last night about midnight.
Yeah.
So like how often do the prices change? I mean, like, are we talking every hour here?
No,
Is there a ticker tape going somewhere?
They were doing them after the shows on weekends, but for collectors and dealers, it was more helpful. Now they're changing the prices on Thursday nights if there's been any change in the market.
What's the worst purchase you ever made on a beanie?
I don't think I've ever made a
The
bad
10,000 you
purchase.
just...
The prices have raised so drastically that we've always been able to get out of them, even though the many bad buys that I did buy.
Okay.
So the market is really strong. So
Great. Who do you find as your regular buyer? How do you? Who would that be? Is it everybody or anybody?
everybody from doctors, lawyers, just a regular white collar, blue collar workers, and they all want Beanie Babies. So it's
Any age group?
Yeah, a lot of, I'd say, older adults. I'm you know, middle age.
Garcia the bear. The beanies used to follow him around because Garcia traveled from town to town. He's pretty popular, as you can see. Some even say he's legendary. I love the Christmas teddy. Lavera to the bear. I am called Laveracy. I wear the flag for all to see. Hope and freedom is my way. That's where I wear Flag USA.
Here we are at Rosie Wells' Midwest Collectors Show, and I'm happy to say I'm here with Peggy Gallagher from Burr Ridge, Illinois. There's so much about this lady that I have to put it on this big sheet here. You know, you've been on the Today Show on NBC. You've been featured in Beanie World magazine, the Stephen John Show on WGN. You were telling me it gets the highest ratings in town?
Yes, when it's a Beanie Show.
When it's a Beanie Show, well, why not? You wrote the first Beanie Baby book ever published, the Beanie Baby Phenomena, and I want to get an autograph. I want to get an autograph after this is over here. Published 2 price lists. We have them right here. One for winter 97, 98, and one for spring 98 right there. You wrote for Rosie Wells Collector Bulletin. You have articles on the Beanie Mom website, guest speaker for the Minnesota Zoo. Your website, www.beaniephenomena, that's a hard one to spell, .com. 86 pages, 50,000 hits since November of 97. Presently working on volume 2 of the Beanie Baby Phenomena. When do you sleep?
I don't sleep. I just don't sleep. I don't have time to.
And what do people call you for, Peggy? I mean, you know, I know that you're renowned worldwide for your expertise on beanies. And why don't you tell us a little bit about what people do when they call Peggy Gallagher?
Okay, one of the greatest things, I began an authenticating business for people because there are some copies and counterfeits. So I started this new venture, and it's on the website, and people fill out an authenticity form.
Is this one of them right here?
That's it.
Well, here's the certificate of authenticity right here, right?
Correct.
And this is what people need nowadays, isn't it?
Well, it's a good idea if they're buying an expensive beanie, because some of these are very rare, and there are so many counterfeits out there. It just is a very secure way to, especially buying or selling on the internet itself.
And what do we have here?
Okay, that is the Cranberry Old Face Bear with the 2nd generation tag.
Yes.
And he is authentic.
He is. And okay, Peggy, why don't you tell me a little bit about your special case here that you put the beanies in?
Okay, when they send me the authenticity form with their beanie filled out, I examine the Beanie Baby to make sure that it is an authentic Beanie Baby and an authentic tie tag. Then I put him in this enclosed container with this tape on here, and the Beanie Baby is numbered, and I keep records of who buys it and, you know, when they bought it. And then I put this evident tape on there so that if they're trying to sell it, they know that this case has not been tampered with and the original beanie was put in there.
And this is a little bit better than a medicine bottle because if you see over here, you see right there, it says Peggy Gallagher, and then you look over here, and we'll pull this off. And this is what happens. Boy, right there. Isn't that great? Tell you what, I feel like we should have an audience here applauding. Don't you? Wow! It really is great. But that makes sure that people know that they have an authentic beanie. I'm not going to let you get away just yet here, you know. We have some information that I think they need out there in video land about tags.
Tag generations.
Tag generations.
Tag generations are very important.
And magically, these beanies have appeared.
So
that's what happens in video land. So I'm going to let you take over from there. And,
it'd be a pleasure, sir.
Go at it.
So the importance of tag generations is collectability. For instance, a fourth generation Bessie today, retired Bessie, is worth about $60. If you go out in the room, you'll find it from $50 to $75. Same Beanie Baby, third generation tag, $200. Find some of those mispriced out there. So know your tag generations. You do the talking here,
These
okay?
are nice placards, by the way.
Well, thank you.
All right, what you see here is the first generation tie tag. This is the first tag that the Beanie Babies were distributed with. This is a single tag. It does not open like a book. On the back is the printing. This is Punchers, the very rare pinch. Well, he's Pinchers too, but this was one of the first 9 Beanie Babies that came out. It's in kind of a bad condition, but this is very, very rare. Instead of Pinchers, it says Punchers. And then they also talk about the tush tag, which is a white tag with black ink. This was the first tush tag, and it shows the years, 93, 94, and 95. Then we'll go to the second.
So, Peggy, hold on a second. When you said single tag, you mean as opposed to a book tag like that
As
opens
opposed
up.
to a book
so it's
type
one
of tag.
piece, it's not folded over.
It's a single tag, correct.
And that was only for the first generation,
First
right?
generation, and those tags are very, very valuable. Paul is getting the second generation tag. All right, this has the same font as the first generation that we saw on Punchers, except this is the open book type of a tag. This is a German tag, so the writing on the inside is not the same as this to from, which this is a variation in tags. This is a different type of tag, but it's also a correct tag. This side over here says Thai Deutschland, whereas most of the Beanie Babies that were distributed from this country, they look like this. The Beanie Baby collection, it tells you about how they were handmade. And then the tush tag on this will also be this black and white ink, and there are also some with the red tush tag, but they don't have the name on them. Peanut the Elephant came that way, the dark blue. So this tag now is being retired, but they still did come out with this tag, and then they came out with this red tag.
There was some talk a while ago about anything with a clear attachment.
They come in both clear and the red.
So just because it's a clear
right.
attachment doesn't mean that it's counterfeit.
Correct.
Thanks.
That was a good point to point out. Because some people do get that confused, and they think that if theirs isn't red or if it's the clear plastic, it's different. All right, now we're moving into the third generation, which is very, very different from the first or the second, because here is the difference in the font, the Thai font. This one also comes in the booklet, and when you open it up, it has to from, spooky. This is a spook, and some of the spook and spooky say designed by Jenna Boldebuck, which is kind of unusual to have that on this tag, so this will probably be more valuable because a lot of the spooks and spookies don't even have that on there. And then the tush tag, these also, even though this is a third generation Thai tag, they also have the beanies with this first generation tush tag. But now also they come with a third generation tush tag, which is in red with the beanie's name on it, with the heart.
So Third generation is bubble letter.
It's a bubble letter opposed to this smaller font that the first and second had. Now Ty got very creative here. This is when he came out with his original Beanie Baby, Ty Tag. It also has the larger font opposed to the real tiny. And then if you open it up, it has the birth date, the style number. This is when they came out with the poem. These came out in mid-1996, and Liberty was the first Beanie Baby that came out with this poem tag. And then you look at the tush tag, it also has the red, but now they've added this little star. And this would be the fourth generation tush tag. The heart with the name and a star.
And a couple things to note here about fourth generation, because the new tag, fifth generation. Fourth generation has an I that's a one-line I, not like a capital I with a top and a bottom to it, which will show you when you get to fifth. And fourth generation also had the birth date
numbers instead of written out, the month.
So fourth generation, bubble letters. There's no longer any gold around it like the third generation, like Spook has. Gold around the TY.
Here is the brand new fifth generation. All right, this one is basically the same as the fourth on the exterior, but it still has a little bit fancier font to it. And then when you open it up, you can see that, like he said, the date of the birth has October written out instead of having the numeral 10. And the font is totally different. It looks kind of cute compared to the old-fashioned way. And another thing, they've changed the address of their Thai Europe distributor in England. So the date's going to be different, so don't get upset about that. And the style number on this tag is now in the barcode, so it would be the last 4 digits. The other tags, the style number is written right in there, style number 4090, whereas now Thai doesn't have that style number in there. It just has his little name. And then on the back, in the barcode, it has his style number.
A couple other things that happened between fourth and fifth. We put them here beside each other. It's might be easier to see. So the I in original Beanie Baby is different. Fifth generation, it's got those horizontal lines top and bottom, and the date of birth on the inside.
Oh, one more thing about the new tags. On a couple of the rabbits, they have a misspelling with original, and the collectors are going absolutely crazy over that.
Right?
It's a double I.
Yeah.
So depending on how long it takes for Ty to correct the error, that is going to be a hot tag.
So that was that's not a counterfeit.
No, that is not a counterfeit.
That's a mistake that happened, got out into the marketplace, and it's now a valued collectible.
Correct.
Sideways. That's how Digger spends her day. Hard on the outside, but sweet in the inside. Basking in the sun, riding the tide. Flash the Dolphin. You know that dolphins are the smartest breed. Well, Flash the Dolphin knows how to read. She's teaching her friend Splash to read too. So maybe one day they could both read to you. The orca whale. Maybe it's because she sprained a limb, but Splash never learned how to swim. I'm sure Splash is happy that you caught her. Just be careful not to leave her underwater. bat. Radar the bat flies late at night. He can soar to amazing height. If you see something as high as a star, take a good look, it might be radar. Seymour the seal. Seymour is the little white seal. Fish and clams are her favorite meal. Playing and laughing in the sand, she's the happiest seal in the land.
Well, now I'm lucky to be here with Rosie Wells. Rosie Wells is the person in charge, the innovator, the inventor of the Rosie Wells Midwest Collectors Club. This is your show. How do you get to be Rosie Wells? How do you get to be the author of all of these fabulous books? A person that's renowned in the collectors industry.
Well, yes, I know what you mean. Well,
how
first
do you
of
get to
all,
be Rosie
you
Wells?
had better be a collector. 16 years ago, I started a little newsletter for our Precious Moment collectors. And my husband and I got started with cattle, first of all. And so we did a cattle magazine. Well, we knew how to do a little newspaper. So we got into Precious Moments, and I said, Dave noticed the checkbook kept going, doo-doo-doo, and he said, you got to get a job, got to get another job. So that's how it all started. I said, well, I'll write a little newsletter on this. You know, maybe I can get 20 or 30 people, and then that money will help pay for all these hundreds of figurines that I'm buying.
And that led to?
That led to the Precious Collectibles magazine. Back in February of '83, it was 8 pages. That's all I knew.
8 pages, and what is it now?
Well, we've got 140 some pages.
140 some
right?
pages.
It's just
A little increase there.
me sitting at the kitchen table, and David telling me I had to get a computer, which scared me to death. Today we have 55 employees.
And of course, what's
my.
biggest today
Is Beanie Babies.
is Beanie Babies.
Oh, it's something else. A couple years ago, in our area, Southern Illinois, no one knew what Beanie Babies were.
And now they do because of your books.
Had a big help, I think. I would advertise everywhere. Beanie Babies, come into our store. People would come into our store and say, I come in to see what Beanie Babies were. Had no idea. 2 years ago, that was in 1996. Well, today, you don't have to advertise what Beanie Babies are, because everybody collects Beanie Babies. Every age, everybody's collecting Beanie Babies.
How many vendors here at your Midwest Collector Show are selling Beanie Babies?
Aren't they all? What happened today and with all the other collectibles, even though people are still collecting the figurines and the ornaments, there is that craze for the Beanie Babies, and probably on everybody's table, almost everybody, there's Beanie Babies. They're selling Beanie Babies as well as their Precious Moments or their Hallmark. Now what's happened here is some collectibles some of them are like 10, 15 years old. The hype is gone because the scarcity is not out there. Everywhere you can find what they're collecting. They're also a little high in price on some things, you know. And Beanie Babies came on the scene. They were affordable, they had quality, and everybody was wanting Beanie Babies.
And because it's affordable, it makes it so
Right.
it ranges from 2 to 82. So Rosie, let's talk about Beanie Babies and how they got involved in your publications.
We were the first to publish Beanie Babies on the cover of a national magazine. And today that magazine is between $25 and $30. And that was about,
So the
almost a
Collector's
year ago.
Magazine is a collector item itself.
Yes, sir. And you'll find that a lot of publications and anything that's got beanies with them, articles in your newspapers, they're collectible. So we're real proud to be the first to put it on, and when it went to the Thai company, I think they were really excited to see their Beanie Babies on a national cover. And of course, this is our second beanie price guide that we've done. Last year we did our first price guide for Beanie Babies.
I'm gonna be your little Vanna.
All righty.
Holding it up.
And we do all over the United States. We gather prices of what things are selling for. We average prices, and we also project for a few months in our guides what these are going to be doing on secondary market. Now, this is great to insure your pieces. You want to insure your collection of beanies because there's sometimes you have fire, and never insure your beanies for what you paid for them.
I'm going to ask you a question here. This is the Thai tag. How'd you do it?
Right. Well, let's just say it's been approved. It's fine. We got an okay to go ahead and do that. And a lot of people are buying the guide just to set this in their collection. That red heart tag does it all.
It sure is gorgeous.
Right.
And inside the book is just as gorgeous. You have some computer animation here, along with with all the different Beanie Babies. Like here's Allie, and he's actually out there in the swamp.
Oh yeah, we've got them all in their own little habitat.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. And
we even got Wiener on a hot dog bun.
No, come on. No, you don't.
Wienie's on a hot dog bun.
Now, let me
right
see
there
here.
He is.
No, you got to.
It's all done alphabetically
here.
here
You
now.
gotta be kidding me, Rosie. You didn't really do that.
Oh
did you?
yeah, I did. Yep, there he is.
There you go, folks. Weenie is on a hot dog bun.
What, plain, no mustard or ketchup.
You wouldn't want to do that to your beanie. No, no.
But we have discussed the different tags, the generation tags, and we've given each generation tag a secondary market value that easier to insure. People like to keep track of what they're doing and what they have. But I really feel the Thai company has a hold, a touch what a lot of companies don't on how to treat a collectible. They just know how to produce the right thing at the right time or withhold something at the right time. When there's starting to be an abundance, then they slow up, don't do the production, you know. That's great. And it keeps the collectible alive. You don't have a saturation.
It keeps the secondary market healthy.
There has to be a secondary market to have a collectible. Period.
Yes, I would say that that's a statement that goes without question.
Sometimes they'll say, oh, isn't it a shame? Look how high those are. You know, I'll never be able to get one. Well, yes, eventually you'll be able to get one, but you're going to be able to have Beanie Babies for a long time because all the people that are excited. I've never seen anything like this in my life in collectibles in the past 16 years. Even back when I collected bubblegum, they didn't do this.
Rosie Rain.
Right, here's also something else, a weekly. Who would be so crazy to do a weekly? Well,
I think I'm sitting next to somebody.
We do a weekly, and right here on the front page is all about Beanie Babies. Did you know that Ty's going to be promoting Major League Baseball games with spatial different beanies on different days?
Let's read a little bit about
Well, Chicago Cubs on May 3rd, Daisy the Cow's going to be there. For the 10,000 kids. New York Yankees, May the 7th, is going to have Valentino the Bear.
Valentino the Bear.
Right. St. Louis Cardinals will be on May 22nd.
Stretch the ostrich.
Yep. Kansas City Royals. See, and that's, you might not even know that if you didn't get this weekly.
Well, I tell you,
everything.
I think any beanie person needs this weekly. You know, it was interesting to me, Rosie, that you said that you started with bubble gum. Started with collecting bubble gum, and you get the wrappers and everything like that. And it kind of made me reflect on this beanie thing. You know, I mean, I see kids at these swap meets, and they're running the tables.
Yes, I know.
They're little business people.
Trying to wheel and deal with it. The great thing about this is that these kids are collecting Beanie Babies now. They may be collecting Beanie Babies in 50 years from now, too. But they're the collectors of tomorrow. They're going to be our leaders in collecting the different collectibles. They're going to know what to look for, how to look for it. But it's just a new entrepreneurism for kids. 14, 15 years, it's nothing for them to have big businesses on the internet.
Yeah, and it's so neat. They get to use the computer.
Oh, yes. There's no stopping as to who collects Beanie Babies. Baseball players, doctors, lawyers, nurses, housewives, grandpas.
Yeah,
My mom's 86, and she's got her collection.
She's got her collection?
Right.
I was at a charity auction the other day, which is another good thing I want to say about beanies. I think more money has been raised for charities in the last few years with Princess Di auctions, with different charity auctions. I know that a lot of Hallmark dealers who've never been involved with raising monies for charities have taken this opportunity to raise money for charities. Right. And charities have been able to get people really excited. How many times can you auction off that TV? You know, how many times can you get people excited about a TV? But you can get people excited about a Beanie Baby because everybody wants the collectible. And I was working at a charity auction, and I do that. You know, let me see here. Let me see this watch here. How long get $1, $2, $3, $3. You do the yep. I say yep. Okay. Okay. But I was doing that, and what happened was this 12-year-old girl was handing me the beanies. and she had been trading on the internet, and she was making $1,000 a week on the internet, and her mother was taking that money and putting it into her college fund. This girl is going to send herself through college with Beanie Babies.
Right.
So it's just a fabulous thing in a capitalistic society to train kids when they're young.
Well, so many people have come up with products, you know, the hang tags for the protectors, different display cases. Oh,
Yeah, see all sorts of
little barns, little houses, you name it, clothes, everything for Beanie Babies.
books.
Oh yeah, you gotta have
people
books.
have done books.
Yeah, you gotta get books. Yeah.
You gotta get those books, and I think I tell you, your books are wonderful. Your weekly Collector's Gazette. It looks like a winner. You know, looks like you keep hitting home runs.
Yep. Remember our website, www.rosiewells.com.
Okay. Remember. Thank you, Rosie.
All right.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Same here.
Doodle the rooster. Listen closely to cock-a-doodle-doo. What the rooster's saying to you: hurry, wake up, sleepyhead. We have lots to do. Get out of bed.
Bessie the cow likes to dance and sing because music is her favorite thing. Every night when you are counting sheep, so sing a song to help you sleep.
Tabasco the bull. Although Tabasco is not so tall, he loves to play basketball. He has a star player in his dream. Can you guess his favorite team?
Hoot the owl. Late to bed, late to rise. Nevertheless, Hoot's quite wise. Studies by candlelight, nothing new. Like a president, do you know who?
Sparky the Dalmatian. Sparky rides proud on the fire truck, ringing the bell and pushing his luck. He gets underfoot, and when trying to help, he often gets stepped on and lets out a yelp.
Bunt. C Spot sprint, C Spot run. You and Spot will have lots of fun. Watch out now because he's not slow. Just stand back and watch him go.
Boy, I feel lucky today. I feel lucky. I'm here with Sarah Nelson, the Beanie Mom. You know, no one knows who the Beanie Mom is, and I get to sit here with you and talk to you about that big website, that big website in the sky. All those, how many hits do you get?
Quite a few, about 350,000 a day.
350,000 a day. Do you answer them all personally?
I try to. I try to answer all the emails. I do get a lot.
So how many people do you have involved with your site?
I have, I publish the website all by myself. I have a number of people that work with me, though.
Okay.
I have the Beckys who do the price guide and a lot of the information. I have Vicki who does the oddities and the net news. Peggy writes articles for me. It's a lot of fun. The most popular sections are the price guide. People go by that for the retired prices. The collector's corner, which is buying, selling, trading, which is also very big on the internet. A lot of activity in that section. Another section that's growing quite a bit is the swap meets. As you can see, beanie shows are very big, and they're going up all over the country. So I post swaps in all the different countries.
How many beanie swap meets are happening on a weekly basis that are posted on your site?
On Thursday, I posted 100 swaps, and on Friday, I posted 100 swaps before I left. So
That's just for the week?
No, that's for all the ones I had for March and April. That shows you how many shows there are going all over the country.
And those are just the ones that are smart enough
That
to
know that they can
post
advertise on the internet.
Beanie
Right.
Mom site.
Right.
Right?
That's right.
When I walk through the show,
Right.
Everyone talks about the Beanie Mom's price guide.
Right. Well, that's put together by the Beckys, Becky Phillips and Becky Espensoro, who are dealers, and they call all over the country and have people call them and tell them what the beanies are moving for. So they track that. They also track the auctions. So they keep their fingers on the pulse of the market fairly well and composite with that during the week and come up with prices.
Okay, is it like updated like weekly?
I do the price guide every week. Not every piece changes every week, but the price guide is published every week. All we do on my page is the retireds. They do some manufacturing oddities, and we're also tracking the teeny beanies. So it's 5 pages now.
I'm curious, what are the teeny beanies up to now?
The set of teeny beanies, I believe, is 175 to 200. That's the range.
Any forecast on the new ones that are coming out?
No, but I can see that because the new ones are coming out, the old ones are starting to skyrocket. The prices are going up.
Do people pay to be on the site?
No, it's a free site.
It's a free site.
Right. The thing I do charge for is selling ads, but the site itself, all the information's free.
But selling
all
ads,
the history.
Selling, because I'm just wondering, I mean, that's so much work.
Yes, it is a lot of work.
Definitely, I know probably a lot of it started out as a labor of love.
It was a hobby.
But you still love the labor.
Yeah, I do. I do because I like to keep connected. My joy of collecting started when I received 3 beanies as a gift for my children. And my kids liked them, and I loved them, and that was it. I was hooked. So I started looking. I live in Virginia, and started looking around, and I couldn't find any. And my husband works for an internet service provider, so I was instantly into the net, and I knew about it. So I would search online for beanies, and that's how I built up a lot of my collection in the beginning, was through the net. And at that point, believe it or not, there's probably only 5, 10 beanie sites out there. There really wasn't very much. And so I thought, well, I'd like to start a fun place where people can swap stories. I like pictures of all the old things that the old-time collectors had, just to share with everybody. So that's why I started Beanie Mom.
And how many sites are out there now?
Oh, I'd say there's hundreds, even thousands dedicated to beanies right now.
So if somebody punches in...
Retailers have their own sites. Yes.
They get hundreds and hundreds of sites come up.
If you go into a search engine, you wouldn't believe all the hits you could possibly get.
And even after all those sites have been invented, you're still getting 350,000 hits a day?
Right.
Well, I'd say that's a pretty popular site.
Well, we try to keep a good site. We're proud of our site, and we enjoy doing it.
Well, so how much computer equipment do you have to keep this all going?
Beanie Mom runs off of 6 computers.
6 computers.
Right. I have 3 laptops. We have a server in our basement.
Your husband, like, you know, is he down there working on all the equipment and everything all the time?
No, it's not like that. He put a LAN in our house, and we have 17 computers in our house, and 6 of them run off of Beanie Mom.
Where do you have all these computers?
I'm not telling you.
I'm just trying to imagine your basement.
Well, yeah, we have a full rack in our basement with the servers and all the equipment we need to run it.